Previously on The Plot Thickens.
Okay, Captain, you probably want to pay a little attention. I wrote Dove on the doohickey.
Good idea.
So you know that's the one you want. You want to catch that one. I kind of shot, Uwe, your maths is very impressive, but I didn't understand some of the symbols, so I shot 3 out there towards you, and I think the first 2 are failures. Don't catch those ones, Captain.
Okay.
You want to catch the one that says Dove.
Okay.
What did you write on the first 2?
You know what? I didn't write anything because I thought, first one, my bad. Okay, I'll just correct it real quick. And then that one, that one wasn't good either. So, I'm like, a third one. Well, now he's just gonna get too confused.
Binary.
So we used a total of 3 fuel canisters for this operation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a lot of fuel?
Let's see. I see them coming at me. I'll count them down for you. Let's see here.
You want the one that looks like it's on a cosine curve of theta.
2.
Theta, not phi.
It'll be the safe space one.
1. Dove. Safe
I know that
space.
theta and phi look similar. It's like one is the sideways version of the other. So you want the theta cosine.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Plot Thickens. This is an improvised, serialized, comedia-ish type thing that's a podcast that gets sandwiched in between episodes of Wasting All the Time. We are currently portraying astronauts on the International Space Station, as you would have heard. Some of us, perhaps not on the International Space Station any longer.
Oh, dun dun dun, as the kids say.
The kids, they do be saying that. We're going to get back into this. Be warned, slight change of setting. That's all I'm saying. My name's Dave. With me is Cody, Jess, and John.
Hello!
Hi!
And now you know the rest of the players.
Of the story. Oh.
See, I was trying to avoid the direct.
You're just not
I was being
a fan of
subtly-
Paul Harvey anymore. That's cool. That's fine. I'll just tell Paul that you don't like his work anymore. That's cool. I know. I get it. It's fine.
Whoa.
I'm sure he'll be fine with that.
Whoa, come on. Let's not fight, y'all.
Dave knows he's smarter than me.
What? Come on. That can't be false. Here we go. The plot thickens. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, to your attention, please. If you're ready, we'll begin. Okay, it is my duty today to inform you of the presumed loss of crew of our last space station mission. Astronaut Gene Wildest, communications officer Millie Stockman, German magician and performance artist Uwe Klinger, as well as Russian cosmonaut Ivan. My notes just turned Cyrillic. I don't know what this is. Anyhow. The Russian guy also presumed dead. As the world is aware, this crew of outlandish pirates hijacked the space station and took it on a joyride around the moon, from which they fell off our tracking and are presumed dead. So I'll now open the floor for questions. Take it away.
Over here.
Yes, you.
Fish Fishenberger from the Miami Herald. What safety precautions were put in place to make sure that this space station could not have been hijacked by these clearly dangerous criminals?
Well, to be honest, Fish, it's we were relying a lot on the honor system, and just sort of thinking that these people think systemically and sort of wouldn't have, perhaps the imagination to concoct such a dastardly crime.
Dastardly.
Yes, next. Yes, you?
Yeah, I'm with the Times. Maria Belgard. What is to be of the follow-up space station / shuttle that was deployed 2 months ago to reclaim the original ISS?
Absolutely. As the world is well aware, we have, in the largest stride towards world peace since Pokemon Go, we have, in fact, come together to build a new state-of-the-art, some call it space-age, craft that will, at this point, it will continue its mission towards the moon in order to try to assess the situation, reclaim any materials that may, be of value. As you are well aware, there are all kinds of scientific experimentation that takes place on there, and we have a lot of people back here on Earth that would be very interested in having their work brought back to them. Yeah.
Sì, Giulio Space from Il Viaggio. Sì,
Yes.
So happy.
yes, I would like to ask. You have mentioned the scientific experiments, and our readers would like to know what is NASA making of the rumors that the cosmonaut Ivan has made Capitan Jean into some kind of a killer cybernetic sort of individual.
Well, that is, of course, all speculation at this point. Although I will say that Ivan, and I'm hearing in my ear now that it is Ivan Vladimir. Dude's got 2 first names. He's been on our radar for a long time. No pun intended. Our boys at the CIA have been very interested in some of his extracurricular activities, you might say. So the speculation about a human cyborg creation is that's very far-fetched. And that's the most I can say about that at this time. Yep, next.
Over here. Kyle,
Yes.
Kyle Bad Enough from the Bad Enough Times.
Nice voice, Kyle. Go ahead.
Thank you, I've been practicing. It's my real voice that I use for real.
I believe you.
We're getting reports that one of the members of the ISS was imprisoned for a large duration of the journey. To quote the kids today, what's up with that?
Thank you, Kyle. As you can imagine, when going completely rogue and, pardon my language, batshit crazy, stealing an international space station, you can imagine that in their weird minds, they may have come up with all kinds of scenarios that necessitated, isolation or corporal punishments or, what have you. And in fact, it did come to light after launch that someone on the crew, and we're keeping the names to ourselves at the moment, actually smuggled lead silverware up on this thing. So we're talking about a whole bunch of really unhinged people here.
That's insane. That's madness.
It is, Kyle. It is. Next. Yes, the quiet one up front.
Excuse me.
Yes?
So, you mentioned that they were all mad. Does that mean that NASA's their prerequisitions to become astronauts has the quality been lowered, or have you not been able to find better recruits?
Yeah, well, okay, I appreciate that question, because I think it is important for us to establish at this time that NASA has just the highest standards, you know. All of our participants are put through the most rigorous psychological testing, and it's just the plain old fact that all kinds of people get to go up to the space station these days.
Excuse me.
And so a lot of that's
Is that why NASA allowed it seems the communications officer to bring an emotional support animal to space? I don't know if you've seen her Instagram. There's a lot of selfies with a rabbit.
Yeah, we're still working out some of that with our folks that did the packing. Best we can understand it, that rabbit actually went up with the magician, and he has ways of hiding things.
I don't know. It seemed to have the Stockman brand on it. So.
Very much so. I have been scrolling through her gram, and it is disturbing to say the least. Here, have a tissue.
Thanks. Allergies.
Next question.
Yeah, Dale Connor from Chip and Monthly.
Dale.
Yeah, hey, good to see you, Bill.
How about last Thursday, huh?
Oh, that was wild. That was wild. It's going to be a while until I can, have some rum again. Anyway, I wanted to ask about, my understanding is that the magician, what's his name? German name? Magician guy?
Uwe,
he was going to
Uwe.
Yeah, that guy. Huey, Dewey, Louie, motherfucker.
Nice.
Yeah, he was gonna do like some kind of a magic trick to make the moon appear. Is that something we need to worry about? My readers are very interested in sailboats for some reason this month, and they want to know if they're going to be able to navigate correctly, or if the moon is going to be messing up all the star charts.
Yeah, it's really something. I'll tell you what. We did get obviously we heard the transmissions that promised to make the moon appear in the middle of its new moon phase, wherein it's famously rather dark, at least from our perspective here on Earth. Now we've run some calculations, and we figured that the way that their orbit was timing out. Just as the time that the trick was supposed to take place, the space station would have gotten around to the orbit to the sunlit side of the moon. And we think that it was just a simple trick of the light. And no fears to any of our sailors out there.
So you're saying that there's no such thing as real magic?
We'll refer that question to me. Well, it all comes down to definitions. What is magic anyway? And, look in the child's eye in Christmas morning and tell me there's no such thing as magic. I answered the question. Moving on.
Sir, what is magic?
It's a card game. Next question.
Bob Yeager, Field Hockey Monthly.
Yes, Bob, and then the quiet one. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, you know how sometimes when you bake a potato, it comes out a little too mushy?
Okay. Where are you taking this?
I'm just wondering about the moon.
So if I'm hearing you...
Is it going to be mushy now that the ISS has crashed into it?
Does a spacecraft make the moon more like a baked potato? I'm going to say no. I think the consistency of the moon is going to remain the same. It's going to be harsh and unappetizing and not at all a good place for sour cream. Yes, the quiet one. You're next?
Yes, I am Rose Aya from Sabotage Weekly, and I wanted to know...
Go ahead, Rose.
Hello. I wanted to know if there were going to be any additional repercussions for the individuals and their families, the people who hired them, or are we going to just throw our hands up in the air and go, oh well, because as I understand it, there's been $16.5 billion put into the attempted retrieval and subsequent arrest of these hooligans. And, you know, the people want to know. The people want to know if they are going to have their comeuppance.
I see. Yes, thank you. They are presumed dead.
But not
Reiterate
confirmed.
that point. Not confirmed. The 16 and change $billion return craft is, of course, on its way to the moon currently. There'll be an update about that in just over 18 hours. And we are very interested to see what we find out there. So, as far as the families of these folks, Millie, of course, is a stockman, and they are a very powerful family. And we can't, I mean, I don't want to say untouchables, but let's just say officially, NASA has no qualms with Millie Stockman. Ivan, so the Russian government is being very tight-lipped about this, and it is up to them to determine what happens to their cosmonaut. They're not really in a cooperative mood via some sort of international court at this time. Uva, actually, there is someone back here on Earth who's very curious to get anything related to Uva. A Mr. What we'll call him Mr. DC is looking to collect anything related to Uva Klinger. So we're looking to facilitate that. Let's just say not a small portion of that 16 and some billion of dollars came in part due to private donations. As for Captain Gene, he actually has no family or close relations. So I guess that solves itself. Next question.
Isn't that really sad?
I mean, he is supposed to be a cyborg, so I guess robots don't have families.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's me, Fish again. Fish and Burger. I just figured you'd
Hey, welcome
recognize
back,
me
Fish.
for my very unique tone of voice and tonal quality of my voice. If Captain Gene ever comes back, since he is a cyborg, are we going to be hunting him? I've heard a lot of rumors about hunting cyborgs out here.
Thank you, Fish. Well, so, if he returns, is a rather large if. We don't want to jump into anything right now, any commitments about any sort of most dangerous game scenarios.
Sure.
Let's just say, let's put a pin in that for another time. One more quirk, though, that I want to bring up. So it was suspected that Captain Gene actually did have a girlfriend here on Earth, but we've been unable to find her anywhere.
Sorry.
And again, I hate to speculate in front of the international press here, but there is a slim chance that she stowed away on board. Next question.
Excuse me. Sir.
Yeah.
I just.
No, go ahead. You got this.
You believe that there is a fifth individual on the International Space Station?
It is conceivable. Number one, her complete disappearance since the day of the launch. Number two, there were all kinds of weight anomalies with our launch. Some of that's been pinned down to the many extra pounds of lead, various wildlife, all kinds of strange party contraptions. But yeah, there's room in there within the error bars that another human could have been on board.
Who? Who?
Possibly this alleged girlfriend.
Oh. Sorry. No, sorry. I thought it was a joke.
Do we have a name? Do we have a confirmation of how long they might have been together? Or is this a weird stalker?
Is she really clingy?
She seems pretty clingy.
She seems pretty clingy. She goes on the space station.
These are all great questions.
We're the press. That's what we do.
Debatable.
I love it.
Yeah, we are for the sake of privacy, we are keeping that person's name private for the time being until it can be confirmed one way or another.
In the memorial, will you also hold the memorial for this alleged girlfriend?
Super important question. I'm about it.
Yeah.
And I need to treat this delicately. So NASA has had an unexpected expenditure of over $16 billion, and we are not at this time looking to do any kind of memorial.
What? It's an entire space crew! Madness!
We're the first Americans lost in space.
Yeah, not counting that movie.
Or that TV show.
Yeah.
We are planning on putting a scale model of the space station up in the Smithsonian Air and Space. That's kind of a memorial.
What is it gonna say?
International Space Station.
That's it?
That's what it was.
I
mean, it's a museum, not a creative fiction jam session.
Sir, really quick, how would you like to respond to the criticisms that some other countries have mentioned that the NASA shuttle that was supposed to collect these harbingers of nefarious deeds was too slow, could have been faster, could have been more efficient, so that we would have not been put in this situation of them possibly dead?
I see. So there's actually a really handy way to answer this question. Imagine a triangle, and at each point of the triangle you have a word. You've got speed, cost, and quality. Pick two.
All right, speed and quality. What now?
We picked the other, not the speed one. I think that answers the question. I don't have a slide, but I think that answers it.
Right, over here. Spike Trilby, Spinning Rock magazine.
Spike, lay it on me.
Yeah, so we had reports that just a few hours before the supposed accident, the collision with the moon, the National Spice Girls archive began receiving massive download requests directed towards the International Space Station. What do you have to say about the fact that despite the crew being presumed dead, those downloads have continued?
So there our folks are still looking into that, of course. But it is entirely possible that there's some sort of automatic relay that is still functioning on the craft and maybe just executing some sort of batch download request or something like that.
Is it possible that the crew is still alive and in fact downloading Spice Girls information?
Well, again, this comes down to definitions, and how do you define the word presumed? I'm not interested in stoking any conspiracy theories about survivors. I think that given the circumstances, that's highly unlikely. Although, to be fair, the entire thing is highly unlikely. So, I mean, I am at heart a science man, and I don't believe in 100% certainty. So, that you can take that to the bank.
I can take uncertainty to the bank.
It's the name of the game. Are there any other questions? I think we're running towards the end here.
Yeah, it's me, the guy with the great voice.
Kyle.
Who's your favorite Spice Girl? I think that's really pertinent here, considering the amount of data that's being utilized in, American servers.
I mean that's a fair question, of course. My fight, and I don't want to be too esoteric or niche, but I'm into this sort of sixth spice that I read about on the internet forums.
Well, what's her name?
That we don't know. We don't know. See, I mean, we know all about, Baby Spice. We know about Sporty Spice.
Mm-hmm. Posh, naturally.
And the rest. But yeah, there's this sort of...
Maybe it's umami.
Umami.
Umami spice? Is that a thing now?
What?
My readers are gonna be thrilled.
Yeah, no, I just learned about that one recently. Something about mushrooms.
Would this be
very interesting?
Would this be the spice to rule them all?
Yeah, and in the darkness bind them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if the Spice Girls ever make a big comeback, like they started to do in 2019, I think it'd be very interesting to see. Very interesting. Umami spice.
Will the Spice Girls be doing a memorial for the lost Astro persons?
We do, we do have word that they are putting together a very special tribute to these lunatics.
Yes, people on the moon. I like it.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I'm getting some reports right now through my earpiece that there's been a signal from the moon.
Oh, you've got an earpiece too, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they were on sale, so
Are you hearing what I'm hearing? That's interesting.
Well, I don't know about that. Does it sound like a tired, overworked? Does it sound like a tired, overworked intern that's questioning why they chose this as their career when they could have just listened to their mother and gone into a trade school?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Oh wow, I guess we're listening to the same thing. Okay.
Wow,
nerd.
That's shocking. I thought this should be a secure. Anyway, I've been for the past few minutes. I've been hearing potential news about signals coming from the moon, but I'm steadfastly denying that particular aspect of the story, as it is as yet unconfirmed.
But you just confirmed
give us another
it.
18 hours or so.
You just confirmed.
So,
I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Bill?
Ken Lack, Yodel Weekly.
Yodel.
What do you have to say about the fact that the moon is currently visible?
Ken, Mr. Lack, that's a great question. Before I answer, though, give us a little sample. You love to hear it. Yeah. That's fantastic. Fantastic. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. It's up high. It's so high. I don't know. Ken, I forgot your question. Thank you. All right. If there aren't any other questions, then I give you 3, 2, 1. Press conference concluded. Thank you so much for your time. Direct any further questions to our press board. And again, come back in about 18 hours for some news about our awesome warship.
God damn it.
Oh, boy.
A Lorvitz.
So there you have it, a very special episode of The Plot Thickens.
You're all welcome.
Good gracious. Whatever would have happened to Ivan, Millie, Uva, and Sheen? Well, I guess there's always the possibility that you could tune in next time for more of The Plot Thickens.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you so much for listening. I had a blast doing this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yes, well done as the press agent, Dave.
Yep. Nailed it.
Oh,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Agreed.
Flapjack and nailed it.
He was extra goofy.
He did his best. Maybe.
Is that the end of our ISS astronauts? I don't know. We have to come back and find out. It'll either be more of this or a new story altogether. Suspension.
Disbelief. Wait.
Expulsion.
Surprise!
Disbelief. Disbelief.
So next week will be another episode of Wasting All the Time. It should be a grand old time. Thanks for listening. Thank you to our patrons. Thank you to all of y'all.
Thank you so much, everyone. We super appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And until next time, my name is Dave.
My name is Cody.
My name is Jess.
Can't really do the.
And my name's John.
No fair. John's a professional.
Yeah, not fair.
John, it's not fair that you are a professional.
Sorry, I just had to flex a little.
Yeah. Weird flex. Not real.
Bon voyage.
But.
Bye.
Good night, folks.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end of another episode of Wasting All the Time, a podcast. If you enjoyed this show, then please consider subscribing on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, or follow us on Spotify. If you really enjoyed the show, then head on over to patreon.com/timewastepod and become a supporter of our time-wasting efforts. Now, that was a lot of things I just threw at you, so if you forget all that, just head on over to wastingallthetime.com. And there, we have all the answers. Space.
Space.
What?
Say first of space. If you would pronounce it with Italian pronunciation rules, it would be space.
Space? Is that how they actually say space?
No. The
Cody.
C
Cody.
before a vowel.
Cody.
What?
What's the Italian word for space? Tell us now. Now.
J.
Now. Do it.
L space.
No. Actually find out and tell us.
Spazio. Lo spazio. The space.
Okay.
But is it outer space?
Spazio.
So what the fuck is space?
I think I've been pretty clear on that point.